Do you remember a time where you could just sit down after a day of school or whatever you're doing and just play games? You don't really have a goal in mind, you just want to have fun, you want to enjoy yourself, maybe try out a new game or continue whatever game you have been playing, but you just you just wanted to have fun. There wasn't anything special to do. Well, I'd like to propose the question, what happened to those times? To sort of answer that question, the easy way to say it would just be, well, people just stopped playing games because they got older or they just got bored of it or something like that. They just stopped altogether. That's not the answer I'm looking for. I'm looking for the people who still play games because they still find that same joy from whenever they were younger, whenever they were a kid, over either one game or just games as a whole. The game genre that always just kept my attention no matter how old I got was MMORPGs, which if you don't already know stands for Massively Multiplayer Online Role-Playing Game. Most of these games have a bad reputation for being overly grindy or having bad graphics. Well, that's because these games were made back in early 2000s, most of them, or the good parts of it. Like World of Warcraft has many updates, but there's still so many people that play the classic version of it. And that just shows how, no matter how bad some things might seem to outsiders, to the people who just spend time and get to know the game, it's amazing because there is endless amounts of playtime from skills, like you can grind your skills to the story being told in the game, whether even though it's not just shoved in your face, there's still some story there. Then there's quests that gives you a physical goal to do. Then there's challenges, which there's different types of challenges depending on the game, but it still shows that even though these games are old, even if you've completed the full game, you can still replay it. Just throw a slap on a challenge there, just to make it a little more interesting, give you a new, fresh start. Some of these challenges aren't even self-imposed. Some are just random, spontaneous challenges, but in return, they make the game so much more fun. Such as this clip, very, very famous, especially among the World of Warcraft community. Sorry in advance for the quality of this clip, but it's a given that it's gonna be a little bit on the lower end for quality since it's such an old clip.
Percentage of survival.
Oh, that's a lot better than we usually do.
Alright,
Are we
chums
about
up.
ready, guys?
Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins!
Oh my god, he just ran in.
For a little bit of context on this clip, there was this group, as you can see, a fairly large group. They were getting ready and making sure that everyone was ready for a raid in World of Warcraft. But then in the middle of it, Leroy Jenkins screams his own name and just runs in for they make sure that everyone's ready, which just screws everything up, and they end up failing the raid. Even though Leroy just ruined everything that that raid was planning to do, I still feel like that the people in that raid had a little bit more fun than they would have if it was just normal. Even though they didn't get to finish it, they didn't complete it or anything. I still feel like that was just so much more fun than anything else that they were planning on doing. For older games, most people have already played through the entire game and completed all the challenges and done all the tasks there's to do, which is why stuff like challenges were created, such as in the Pokemon franchise, Nuzlocke were created because there isn't much to do in the game, there isn't much of a challenge in the base game, so people self-impose rules to make the game more interesting and more challenging for themselves. Another example is in Realm of the Mad God, there's something called a PPE, which means Pet Player Experience, which is you can't trade with anybody. It's just you, yourself, and the drops you get from all the different bosses. Another game mode is Iron Man. This is in different games, normally in games with a player-driven economy, but essentially what it does is it gets rid of that. It gets rid of the economy part, and that just changes the game so much because given one or two items that do stay that you can buy that changes with the economy for normal players that aren't doing this challenge, it makes it so much more difficult because you don't have any player interaction. It's just you, yourself, and the game. You can't ask players for help with something because the game mode just won't allow it. And you don't have to worry about the economy. You don't have to worry about the price of items going up or down. You have to get them yourself anyways. You can't sell them to the economy. You have to sell them to in-game NPCs, which normally the price changes if you sell too much of them, but that's all you have to worry about. You don't have to worry about how many players are buying this type of item and when I should sell it to maximize my money. Also, the difficulty of this challenge produces through the lack of interaction in the economy or player interaction is insane. It's more than you think that simple things like that, or seemingly simple things like that, could change. The simple answer to my question from earlier would be people just stopped playing games. They just got older, got more mature, they realized this is a waste of time, and that they just quit. They stopped playing. But that's not the answer I'm looking for. I'm trying to answer the question for the people who still play games and they still find the fun and they still find the joy from playing games. So I think that the problem and the reason people just got bored of games or getting bored of more games is because of they want to be efficient. They're trying to be as efficient as possible, which leads them to burn out, leads them to just get really bored of that game really fast instead of enjoying it for what the game is. Overall, I believe that Iron Man is the solution, obviously, but it might not be the solution to everybody. Some people enjoy the economy. They love being able to interact because that's fun to them. That's okay, but I believe that there's a lot more people who just get bored of the game, and the reason is the problems that Iron Man fixes. It's just because they want to be too efficient and they don't want to spend time enjoying the game. But obviously, this game mode doesn't work in every single game because not every game has a player-driven economy with that is very grindable. So I think the the quick easy fix to every single game just overall would be just spend time on it. Enjoy it. Don't play just to get done as fast as possible. Enjoy your time. If you're playing Minecraft, enjoy time on the world. Don't just speedrun. Don't speedrun the game. Don't try and get every single achievement. Don't try and kill the Ender Dragon in speedrun time, world record time. Spend your time on it. Build a house. Or if you're playing RuneScape, don't just immediately grind up 2.4 million or however much it is now for the best weapons. Maybe grind for some of it. Grind up the stats for said items, then use that money to help start your journey to be able to help you get the stuff for that thing. And if you realize, oh, hey, I've been doing this for 20 hours, I don't want to do it anymore, then you can buy the rest, but you still spent time on it and you have some sort of achievement in your heart. Anyways, thank you for listening to me ramble on about a topic that I know no one really cares about. But anyways, thank you and see ya.